I'm Andi Buerger. I'm the Executive Director for Beulah's Place in Redmond, Oregon. What I do is help kids 18 to 23, boys and girls that are at risk and homeless, get off the streets and back into successful independent living. And I do that by helping them finish high school, getting them jobs with my volunteers and my husband. We all work together to make sure that these kids have the chance they deserve to have. And that is my passion, because I know what it's like to come from that background. My birth mother was a sexual predator, the primary, followed by my birth father. Then they taught my brother to do the same thing, and some cousins and an uncle. There was never any peace, there was never any safety in there, and you never knew who was coming. We were told if we ever told a secret, we would be dead for sure. I went out and sat on a curb and waited for a car to be coming by fast enough to jump in front of it, because I felt being dead would be better than living another day in that house with what was going on. I looked up and I thought, God, if you were out there, because I had heard about God, I didn't really know much about him. I asked him to take care of me and give me a hope, something I could hang on to. I was 5 years old, and that was my first attempt at suicide. At that time, when I got off the curb, I decided if God would keep me alive, I would do whatever he would call me to do, not really fully understanding how hard that life would be. I graduated high school with honors, and then I decided I would go to college. I was still mind controlled. Even when sexual and physical abuse stops, there's still other issues with the emotional and mental abuse that has gone on. So I literally did not know until I was about 18 and a half years old that I could go out at night with a friend to a movie and not be raped or mugged or all these other horrible things that my birth mother had ingrained in me. So I chose to make myself good in education. I got my law degree and I went back to business, and I enjoyed using my law in business, and it also set me apart, and it got me indoors like for ABC television and Disney and a lot of places I wouldn't have gotten into otherwise. The inspiration for Beulah's Place came much later in my life. On a Thanksgiving Day in 2008, when my husband Ed and I were serving dinners to the homeless people at the senior center, which we love to do, and we saw these 3 or 4 young women who came in. They had just had babies, and they couldn't have been more than 17, 18 years old themselves. We decided we had to do something for the youth, at least in Central Oregon. The teens that we focus on, we're their last hope. They're looking for someone that might believe in them, that might listen to them, that might understand that, hey, I got into a situation I didn't choose to be in. When I see each of these kids and I look into their eyes, I almost instinctively know what's happened to them before they even tell me. We focus on the 18 to 23-year-olds because that's the critical point where, like me, they're going to decide one way or the other how to live. And we want them to choose a positive route. Many teens feel like the other person looking at them can't possibly understand who they are, where they've come from. They can't say that about me. At this point in my life, I'm completely blessed, because the same God I cried to say, please let me die, please let them kill me tonight, because no one's hearing the screams, nobody knows what's going on in this family. It's the same God who let me live to help these kids. I would never trade that, ever. 33 kids that we've been able to help, and that's not nearly enough, but you know what? Those 33 kids have a life. They have futures they never knew they would have. And they smile and they laugh and they say, I got a job, or, bad boyfriend number 2 left finally, or whatever it is they want to share. And I get to be part of that. They're all my kids. I would adopt all of them. Ed would have to move out and we'd have to get a bigger house, but I would adopt all of them.